There's hundreds of YouTube videos talking about feminine energy. This is not just another video like that, even though the title may sound like it. First of all, I'm going to skip the whole part where we talk about what feminine energy is. The fact that you're here tells me that you're already kind of familiar with that. Today, I want to go a little bit deeper with you. So what I've been observing when it comes to feminine energy is that a lot of the advice that is out there is still very much rooted in that whole performative energy that most of us grown up with. We were raised to be good girls and to be what society needs us to be, which actually drives us further away from feminine energy. So this video is not an attempt to go viral with the topic, but to add to the conversation what I feel is missing. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that so many of us are curious about. Feminine energy. In today's stressful world, it can sometimes feel hard to connect with that energy that feels so comfortable, that feels like home, that just feels like So my intention is that by the end of this video, you understand what feminine energy really is and why it's so powerful, but you will also know how to embody your feminine energy in a way that feels authentic to you. All right, let's go. Step number 1. Redefine feminine energy. Let's address a big misconception that I see over and over again. Feminine energy is not just living that soft life. It is not about retreating into the mountains, growing your own vegetables, wearing flowy dresses, or prioritizing babies over having a career. We got a little visitor. Feminine energy to me is about being your most expressed self. It is about feeling. And for the longest time, I misunderstood this too. I thought feminine energy was about looking a certain way, being delicate, or just behaving in a certain way. But feminine energy is not about the actions that we take. It's about the feelings behind those actions. To give you some examples, you can dance sexy without actually feeling sexy. You can wear dresses, these beautiful flowy dresses, without feeling beautiful and flowy and free. And you can live in a mountain cottage, grow your own vegetables, and be super stressed and in your head. You've probably heard that saying around feminine energy that feminine energy is about the being, not the doing. Here's why I feel like people get it wrong, or I've just found another interpretation of this. So to me, the whole part of being is feeling. Because again, it's not about the action of wearing the dress, it's about how you feel that determines whether you're in your feminine energy or not. With that being said, I have experienced feeling feelings I desire to feel through, for example, bringing more color into my wardrobe, playing more with my style, or trying on accessory that I normally wouldn't pick, for example. So in my experience, we can use external things to get into our feminine energy, but we need to pay attention to how something feels inside of our bodies. So wearing a dress might make you feel super feminine, but it also might just be that, you wearing a dress. Now, related to that, step number 2, feminine energy is about warmth. I don't know about you, but I used to want to be cool so badly. As a girl, I loved pink, I loved glitter, all the girly things, until at some point during my teenage years, I started to wear more black, more neutral tones, trying to look classy and put together. When I learned about feminine energy, I allowed myself to bring those things back into my life, and it's been the most beautiful thing. I feel like in today's society, so many people just like me fall into this trap of like trying to come across as cool. We try to be detached, mysterious, unbothered, and I feel like a lot of the dark feminine energy tips that you find online are kind of encouraging people to be that even more. Feminine energy is exactly the opposite. It is about letting yourself be warm, open, and fully expressed. It's about embracing your emotions, your desires, and all the parts of you that society labels as too much. All of this obviously begins with how you feel and act towards yourself, and then how you treat others, how you view others is just the natural consequence. When you are warm to yourself, you are warm with others. This is, by the way, why I think if you want to work as a coach or an educator on YouTube, it is vital that you do your own inner work, because otherwise you're going to reflect the same strictness that you feel towards yourself to other people. Now, don't get me wrong, being warm and releasing that protective shield you may have built around yourself is not about being a doormat. You get to have boundaries, obviously. Step number 3, slow down and create space. Feminine energy thrives on spaciousness. If your life is crammed full of to-do lists and responsibilities, it is nearly impossible to connect with that feeling of flow and openness. It is hard to feel your feelings, to connect with your emotions, if you're just busy all the time. By the way, this is why a lot of us keep ourselves busy, because we actually don't want to feel our feelings. We were hurt in the past, and now again, we try to protect ourselves from feeling the pain by just making ourselves busy so we don't have to feel that pain again. To avoid that, we have to create space and spaciousness in our daily life. Here's how you can do that. Number 1, prioritize rest and play. Block out time each week to rest, relax, do something fun without an agenda or going for a specific outcome. I, for example, started painting 2 years ago after my wonderful man gave me all the art tools for Valentine's Day. And painting has really taught me to pursue something, to enjoy something without an agenda. Number 2, to me, this is even more important because we don't just want quick fixes, right? Number 2 is you want to restructure your life, that you have more spaciousness in your life in general. If you run your own business like me, or you have an office job, what keeps you busy? What keeps you occupied? Where can you say no more often and create extra space for yourself? Where do you get to communicate better boundaries? Yes, you want to do your job well, again, whether you're self-employed or not, but where are you just overstretching yourself in a way that is not helping you or anyone else? And let's remember, slowing down is not being lazy. I dare to say slowing down is actually quite productive. Step number 4, connect with your body. When you're disconnected from your body, you're disconnected from your feminine essence. Here's how you can connect with your body. Ask yourself how you feel. When women are being asked how they feel, they'll typically reply with something they've been thinking about, or they will just say good within a second, kind of just to back you off with that question. How about from now on, you give yourself the space, there we have it again, to check in with yourself. How do I actually feel right now? Another way to connect with your body is to move your body. This could be dancing, yoga, or just stretching yourself. But remember, it is not about looking a certain way. It is not about fitting in society standards. So if you, for example, hate running, don't go for a run. And this can also vary from day to day. Some days I wake up, I'm like, I want to go for a run, and then I go for a run. But for the longest time in my life, I was like, okay, I'm going to start running, and I'm going to run 3 times a week. And I would never actually pull through with that. And then I judged myself for that when it just wasn't something I wanted to do 3 times a week. And so nowadays I just listen to my body. Some days I go for a run. A lot of days I dance. Sometimes I do Pilates. I'll really just feel into what my body is craving for. Moving your body always, always, always gets you out of your head and into your body. Next step, practice self-care. Take time to nurture your body through rituals that make you feel loved and pampered and just in your feminine, beautiful energy. Again, very important though, how do you feel as you're doing the things? Do you just slap that lotion onto your body and you like scrub it in? This used to be me. Or are you actually making it a beautiful, nurturing ritual for yourself? Do you sit in your bathtub really enjoying the water on your skin, looking at those candles that you've lit? Or are you brainstorming your next business move and hoping that by you relaxing, a next sale will come through? Very different energy. Step number 5, we talked about it briefly. Embrace your emotions. One of the most beautiful aspects of feminine energy is its connection to the emotions. It's about feeling everything fully, the good, the messy, and everything in between. So instead of suppressing your emotions like you may be used to, try this. Acknowledge what you are feeling. Name your emotions without judgment. Especially in the earlier days of my feminine energy journey, it helped me so much to speak out my emotions and using my physical body to almost like transmute the emotion from inside my body outside. When I just asked myself how I felt inside my mind, I found that I would quickly just go back into the mind and I would almost like pick a feeling that was kind of a thought that I thought would be a good feeling to feel while I was still thinking. I hope you can follow. So when I ask myself out loud how I feel and then reply out loud, what would often happen for me, and this is still what happens a lot today, it's like, oh, I am sad. Yeah, I'm sad. And from that place of acknowledging what's there, what's alive, and not judging it, I could finally start feeling my emotions like moving through my body rather than just suppressing them. So if you struggle in the beginning to actually feel your feelings fully, this is something that really helped me. What you can also do is expressing your emotions creatively. So through dancing, painting, again, whatever floats your boat. For me, letting myself fully feel it and like name it is usually enough. But again, sometimes it helps me to like transport the feeling from like inside my body to the outside by, for example, using a brush. It literally feels like the emotion is like coming out of my fingertips into the brush, onto the canvas, and it's out. I felt it, we're done with it. My experience is when you allow yourself to feel your emotions, you allow your feminine energy to flow. Step number 6, lean into receiving. I know this can feel so challenging in a world that values doing and achieving things. Here's how you can practice receiving. Allow yourself to accept help, whether it is letting somebody open the door for you or somebody wanting to pay for your meal. Practice saying yes, thank you, without any feelings of guilt. Another thing that in my experience really helps with learning to receive more is celebrating what we've already attracted. Take the time to appreciate the abundance that's already in your life, no matter how small it is. Also see how much you're already receiving from your wonderful man. Social media can make us feel like unless our man is doing X, Y, and Z, he's not a great masculine man. And while I do think that many men in today's society have softened in non-helpful ways and they lack that masculine leadership, so many men are doing so many incredible things for us women and we just don't see it. We can't receive it. Step number 7, surround yourself with feminine energy. Feminine energy is contagious. When you surround yourself with spaces, people, and practices that embody it, you naturally start feeling more connected to it. Important note here, you probably already know this, but female does not equal feminine. So you can hang out with all the girls, with all the women, and not really get into your feminine energy if the dominant energy within that friend circle is actually masculine. The more I connected with my feminine energy, the more I started craving to be in a circle with women in their feminine energy. It's just an entirely different vibe. It's unleashed, unapologetic, and at the same time so soft and nourishing. If you want to be in your feminine energy, surround yourself with people that are in their feminine energy, because that energy will kind of naturally be activated in you by being around them. As with everything, our environment matters. If you want to grow your business, it just makes sense to surround yourself with people where the life that you desire is normalized, where the stuff you want to talk about, the stuff that occupies you, is the same stuff they're thinking about. Whereas if you would be surrounding yourself with people who think what you're doing is crazy, your dreams are too big, it's too risky, it's too scary, la 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 la, that's not going to be helpful. And it's exactly the same thing with feminine energy. By the way, if you are running a business or if you're looking to build your own business and you crave a community to do that with, consider joining my Rich and Relaxed membership. It's honestly one of the best things I've ever created and truly the best community of women who, like you, want to grow their business in their own way, in a more feminine way. Now, I hope that this helped you understand feminine energy more deeply and you got some cool ideas what you can do today to get into your feminine energy more. Now, I would love to hear from you in the comments. What's one way you're gonna connect with your feminine energy this week? Also, if this video resonated with you, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on how to live a life that you truly love. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.